what it is that you do.
My name is Corey Jones. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. Just turned 26, you know what I'm saying? Getting kind of old out here. What I do, hold on.
As a creative.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a creative, I got my own clothing brand called It's Just Core. And I taught myself how to screen print with the help of my homegirl, Ashlo. Shout out Brianna, man. What else I do? Shit, I model as well. And I also act in different short films. And I creative direct here and there every once in a while. And I help style and design clothes as well, too.
Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna ask you some questions like to gauge your perspective as like a model from St. Louis, and then just like some other questions about like community collaboration in St. Louis. So first question, how would you describe the modeling and fashion community in St. Louis and why?
How would I describe it? I feel like it's growing. I feel like it's growing 100%. And I feel like people aren't like scared to experiment with different styles and looks now. And I don't know, I feel like fashion ain't really hit like St. Louis for real until like the past, I'd say like 5 years. And I've noticed that within like my style also as well. Like the Midwest, we get pretty much damn near like the last of everything from the coast, either from the West Coast or the East Coast, and us just being smacked in the middle. It's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like fun to play with like different styles and shit, because I most definitely catch myself dressing like somebody from LA. And people from here ask me if I'm from LA, which be driving me crazy until they hear the accent. I'm like, oh, never mind, like I know where you're from. But I like where it's going. It's a lot of room for growth too, and yeah, I think as the space progresses and everybody like kind of like they want to see each other like win and strive for greatness as like a community as a whole, I feel like that's when like it'll be like at its peak, at its best. But I feel like we still got room to grow. But for sure, I fuck with it though.
Yeah. Okay. What role do you think models play in shaping the St. Louis creative scene?
That's a good question. It did okay. So it depends on what type of model that person is, and it depends on what type of brand they modeling for as well. Like for certain people, there's a certain look that you want for your brand. Like you like reach out for that certain model. You know, everybody got their good old reliable model when it comes to either how the clothes lay on them, how they look in the clothes, how they feel in the clothes, or whatever. I feel like every brand got their pretty on like go-to model again. Can you ask me the question again? I kind of
Yes. Yeah, for sure. What role do you think models play in shaping the St. Louis creative scene?
So I say this. I feel like models kind of are like the mannequin that you see damn near at a store is just like live in the flesh on some shit. And I feel like it really makes the clothes and that brand like that, if that makes sense. Like if I know, like I said earlier, like shout out to my boy Mike. Mike, he always be doing like a different type of like grunge style, like e-boy look, and it be clean every time. And Mike, he's one of those models that you can damn near throw in like any type of brand and he'll fit that aesthetic just because he can fit so many different aesthetics. He can do damn near anything with his hair. He already know how to dress and shit like that. So I feel like if you have the right models and the right like message behind like the brand and like your shit not whack, then I really feel like the whole that's like the package. That's what you want, especially coming out of St. Louis where it's not the easiest starting brands and stuff because it's St. Louis, you know how St. Louis is and shit. But I feel like as a package, bro, like you want that whole core group as far as like models, aesthetics, meaning, style. You want all of that shit to mesh so it can be like that brand that you see on either TikTok or whatever social media that you scrolling on.
Yeah, for sure.
Sure.
Okay. What do you feel is missing from the modeling scene here?
I say collaborations for sure.
Collaborations, yeah.
I feel like here in St. Louis, being St. Louis, people got a lot of different egos or different like animosities or feelings towards other people, which is fair. Like we all human, you know what I'm saying? We all adults and shit, but like I said, if we really want this shit to pop, like we really gotta put our best foot forward and combine, cause great minds think alike, and a lot of the times you won't even know what somebody else thinking until you had that conversation with them. And I feel like those tough conversations are needed to be had so we can actually conjoin forces and make something like beautiful, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Okay, how do you stay inspired to keep going in a city that does not receive the same amount of resources and recognition as bigger fashion markets?
I say based off what I consume on social media and what I consume in like real life. Like no matter where I look, I feel like art follows me and I follow it. Like no, I can be anywhere at any given time and I'll look at something and be like, damn, that's actually hard or that's pretty as hell. But music for sure, social media for sure, and I think just like the people who I'm around every day, like I see a lot of different, unique, I guess, I don't know, characters out in St. Louis. And it's always like a blessing to be able to like see something out of nothing and like make it into something. If that like, I don't know, like that creative mindset, like that switch, I don't know, yeah, I like that. And I feel like that's kind of like everywhere in St. Louis. You look everywhere in St. Louis, it's art as far as like the architecture, from the people, the culture, the food, the murals, everything, the graffiti wall. Art is everywhere. Like I said, it's gonna follow you, or you gonna follow it. Like, yeah.
Okay. How do you think St. Louis creatives can better collaborate? Wait, no shit, let me start over. Fuck. Sorry, y'all, I'm tongue-tied. How do you think St. Louis creatives can better collaborate across disciplines?
Across what?
Across disciplines.
I really feel like it'll have to take people getting uncomfortable. That's pretty much, yeah, uncomfortable, getting uncomfortable. Like, I don't know, you don't want to get stuck doing the same thing, being complacent. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to put yourself in a box or anything like that. That's why I feel like I'm pretty open to doing different things, like pushing the boundaries, but not like doing too much to where like I'm not giving off a different image, if that makes sense. Like I'm not just wearing this shit just to be wearing this shit. Like I actually wear this in real life, you know. But yeah, I feel like getting uncomfortable 100% is one step that we can take for sure. I don't know, just trying different things. Cause I done had a lot of conversations with different models and stuff like that. And they asked me, cause I feel like, for me, I feel like I'm kind of like, I'm pretty seasoned when it comes to like either modeling or being in front of a camera or whatever. So when different models ask me like how I just do this, how I do that, or do this or do that, it really take a lot of practice, getting uncomfortable, and like staring at yourself in the mirror like a lot of the times, like really looking at yourself and like figuring out not even your angles, but like what you need to work on like as a person. Like, damn, I can't be in this type of setting. Why can't I be in this type of setting, you know? Like, and you want to, especially if you are a model, you want to be able to be at this place, and this place, because exposure is the best thing for anybody coming up in any type of creativity realm or whatever. Like, you need as much exposure as possible. The right exposure too. You don't just want the bad. You don't just want any exposure. Let me clear that out. You want the right exposure. You don't want to be known for like what you don't like stand for. You know, like I feel like I do a pretty good job of being myself and trying to push that image of being like authentic to the T, like to not even just like the kids I work with, but also my peers around me. Because you don't want to never be like somebody else. You always want to be your own person at the end of the day. But yeah, getting uncomfortable, asking those hard conversations with yourself and having those hard conversations, answering those hard questions, and just exposing yourself to the right crowd, to the right people.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, we have one final question for you. What would making it look like for you personally in St. Louis?
Making it for me, I was just telling my homeboy this the other day. I feel like me making it is retiring my family, my mom, my grandma, like the people that still working and like sacrificing for me to this day still, even like what they did beforehand. Like I just want to return that favor back like tenfold, like 1,000 times, 10,000, 100 times more, because I don't know. I feel like they watered into me, so now I got the, you know what I'm saying, the means to do so. I should be able to give back, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like making it, also being from St. Louis, is leaving St. Louis, but leaving St. Louis, but also bringing like different things that I learned from across the world. Like when I make it, I see myself traveling the world, spreading different types of messages, whether it be through the brand or whether it be through somebody else's brand or whatever the case may be, whether it be through a short film or whatever. I really feel like bringing everything that I've learned and like kind of starting like a workshop here in St. Louis will always be like a dream of mine, because I don't know, like St. Louis, we need like a lot of love, like a lot of TLC and shit. And I don't know, I feel like being a black man in St. Louis, and also just being a black man in general, it's a lot of shit that we go through. I say that, and I feel like the more we can express ourselves through different art or through different ways or walks of life, I feel like the better. And yeah, I just really want to be like kind of like a hub, if that makes sense. Like it's kind of what like Chris, I don't know if Jordan knows who Chris is from Pro Field Reserve. Shout out Chris, Field Club Media. I feel like what Chris is doing right now is kind of what I want to do once I get older. Like I can see myself starting like a mini multi-purpose shop, community hub or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Just for different type of creatives, like kind of like the Create Space, kind of like India Studio, but not as like big. It'll be like more so intimate on some shit, like more intimate, way more intimate. But yeah, those my two biggest things that I think that I know that I made it when I accomplished those, like for sure. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you, Corey. Very well done, yeah.